The majority of prospects have put pen to paper, and the 2025 cycle, for all intents and purposes, is now done. Hundreds, if not thousands, of recruits signed with college programs across the country. But do you realize that only a very few were going to make an impact right away on the college level? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Some of the 2025 signees that we're going to see on the field in prime time making a huge impact. So before we get into it, guys, do me a favor, hit subscribe to the On3 Recruits channel. This is the best recruiting channel on all of YouTube. All right, let's get into it. So where are we going to start? With Bryce Underwood, of course. He's heading to Michigan. The biggest recruiting news of the year is when Bryce Underwood flipped that commitment from LSU to Michigan. You guys all remember the date in late November. We're going to remember that. We're going to be telling our grandchildren about the day in November when Bryce Underwood flipped from LSU to Michigan. The #1 overall prospect is now... He's enrolled at Michigan now. He's going to participate in spring. And do you remember Michigan playing 3 different quarterbacks in 2024? Well, hopefully they only play one in 2025, and it could be Bryce Underwood. Look for the 5-star plus prospect to come in and get a shot at starting right away. All right, up next, we got to talk about the #1 wide receiver in America, Dakorien Moore. He's from Duncanville, Texas. He made 2 commitments, and neither of them were to the in-state Longhorns. Yes, he made a commitment early to LSU. He ends up flipping that commitment on July 4th to Oregon. So now he's heading to Eugene, and they're losing a lot of talent to the NFL draft, but they are retaining Evan Stewart. It's going to be a dynamic duo. Dakorien Moore, Evan Stewart. I think we're going to see a lot of Dakorien Moore as a freshman. So, Oregon fans, get ready. Another one that's going to make an instant impact is Michael Fasusi, the big old offensive lineman from Texas, signed with the Oklahoma Sooners, and he has the potential to become a pillar of this Sooner offensive line the moment he steps on campus. Why? Well, the Sooners, they struggled up front last season, and they need an infusion of talent. Now, they did go to the transfer portal, but Fasusi, at 6'5", 300 pounds, 35-inch arms. He has a college-ready build to play right now in the SEC. Violent blocker, really good in both the run game and the pass game. I expect him to come in, not only compete, but start for Oklahoma. Up next, interior offensive lineman Carius Curne. Yeah, the big flip at the end for LSU was Solomon Thomas from Florida State to LSU, but don't overlook Carius Curne. He has the opportunity to walk in and take a starting guard spot right away in Baton Rouge. He goes 6'4", 325 pounds. Excellent in the run game. Going to need a little work in the pass game, but that's going to happen, and he will get better. But I do think that LSU, they're losing a lot of talent. I do think that Curne has the opportunity to come in and play right away. Up next, edge Lance Jackson. And Texas fans are no stranger to edge rushers coming in and playing right away. Remember Colin Simmons? Well, Lance Jackson's even bigger. He's 6'5", 275 pounds. Looks like he could step off a bus onto a college football field right now, maybe even an NFL field right now. He was a top 3 ranked edge in the 2025 cycle. #5 prospect overall, just a great frame, great skills. He's going to be a day one, at least a contributor, if not a starter when he arrives in Texas. Up next, we got the #1 defensive lineman in America, Elijah Griffin, and he is a dog. I mean it. He's a Georgia Bulldog. He's also arguably the most talented defensive line prospect in the 2025 class. A great size, great power, great get off, and he's 6'4", 300 pounds. You know, Georgia did lose a lot of defensive line talent to the NFL draft. So Griffin could, if he doesn't start right away, he could come in and play key snaps up front in meaningful minutes. But he's not the only contributor for Georgia. Look at wide receiver Talon Taylor. He's out of Illinois. He's also an early enrollee. He's already at Georgia. I'd watch for both of these guys to make an early impact in Athens. One of the last names I'm going to give you here is cornerback DJ Pickett signing with LSU. Yes, LSU goes into the state of Florida. DB coach Corey Raymond, known for his recruiting prowess, pulls out the #1 player in the Sunshine State, DJ Pickett, and he is unbelievable at 6'4", 180 pounds. Originally ranked as a safety, but he's going to play corner on the next level. Either way, he has elite versatility, great length, top-notch athleticism, and he is a perfect fit. I mean, he's a perfect fit anywhere, but he's a perfect fit for what Corey Raymond and LSU like to do on the back end of that secondary. So LSU fans, get excited for DJ Pickett. So the dust just settled on this 2025 class. I gave you a couple of names that I think are going to make an instant impact, but there's going to be more. You guys, let me know, comment section below, who do you think is going to make an instant impact from this 2025 class?